Hello everyone, Emil here. This video contains a comprehensive track guide of Virginia International Raceway full course layout specific for Miata and similar momentum cars. As I am approaching turn 1, I stay all the way to the left side, and depending on your brake and padding combination, you should brake between the 3.5 and 2.5 marker. Heavy trail braking is required if you are braking later, but you will also need racing pads and good tires to trail brake efficiently. Unfortunately, I am braking at around the 3.5 marker because I am not very satisfied with my brake pad selection. Turn right past the arrow at the point where the pavement extension begins. After trail braking all the way to the apex, apply full throttle. Hold the steering because you have plenty of lateral grip available and you didn't get to the point where you start to understeer yet. If you start unwinding too soon, you will run out of pavement, and if you start unwinding too late, you will be inducing tire drag, then understeer. We are trying to avoid both. Also use some of the apex curbing, which will allow you to get on throttle sooner because now you have more room at corner exit since you made the track wider. Start unwinding right as you pass the apex curbing. Ignore the apex in turn 2 and leave enough room to fit another Miata on the left. As you pass turn 2 apex curbing, drive straight towards the tech bar. Brake with your wheel straight as soon as the outside curbing of turn 3 begins, then turn as you get close to the end of the curbing. As you aim your car to the apex, start applying full throttle. After you clear the apex, start unwinding and use all the exit curbing with enough steering angle that will not induce tire drag. Too much steering will induce drag or even make you understeer. If you messed up and didn't brake enough, just put 2 wheels off, drive straight, then come back after you decelerated enough. Do not apply more steering angle because you will have the risk of snap oversteering. Unwind completely, then prepare for turn 4. As soon as you come off the curbing of turn 3, you can notice some light colored pavement in front of you. Start braking as that light colored pavement ends. Your eyes should be at the apex curbing, so as soon as you can see clearly the curbing, turn in. Apply throttle as soon as you finish the rotation, which should be almost at the apex. Use all the apex curbing, and if executed correctly, your car should be somewhat track middle at the exit of turn 4. Then immediately turn towards the apex of turn 5. Use this curbing as well. If you ended up track left at the exit of turn 4, it means you overslowed. If you ended up track right, it means you were too fast and you will most likely have to lift at the apex of turn 5 because otherwise you will run out of pavement at the exit of turn 5. If you did everything right, you should have been full throttle all the way from turn 4. Unwind very little, then toss the car aggressively onto the right side curbing leading into the snake. From here, make a straight line through the snake by using all the curbing. Stay on the right side under the bridge and at the end of the access road turn towards the first apex leading into the upper SS. Be very patient here and do not turn to the second apex too soon. Keep turning until you are in front of the dark patched pavement. Then turn towards the second apex on the right and use the curbing. Avoid lifting anywhere in this portion unless you have traffic in front of you, but make sure your wheels are straight if you have to lift. Otherwise, stay on full throttle. Same as with the first apex, be patient and keep on turning until the middle of the car lines up with the middle of the cabins. If you turn in too soon, you will not position yourself properly at the exit and will maybe have to lift to bring the car over to the right side to prepare for turn 10. You want to brake in a straight line for turn 10 and enter it from the right side. There is no need for trail braking here and you should avoid it since you only need to scrape off a couple of miles per hour. There is no good reference points for braking in turn 10. I usually brake a second after I pass the flag station on the right. Brake for a short time until you see the apex curbing, then turn. Get on full throttle as soon as you turn, and with sufficient steering input you should be exiting on the top of the exit curbing. Aim for the 3 marker and drive until you reach it, then straighten the car. Start braking between 1 and 2 and turn to the first apex of the Oak Tree turn. Oak Tree turn is a decreasing angle double apex. We will talk about how to optimize a double apex turn in a different video. Keep on trail braking all the way until the first apex. Stay off the curbing because it's slightly rough. Finish your braking at the first apex and keep on slowing down by intentionally inducing tire drag and moving all the way to the outside between the apexes. As you can see clearly, the second apex, turn and apply full throttle soon enough that you are forced to use all the exit curbing of the second apex. Make sure you stay on the curbing though. You want to avoid putting too off there because it is very rough and you may damage your car. The big mistake that most drivers do here is to brake too deep way past the first apex, which will compromise their exit speed. The goal is to use 100% of tire grip between the two apexes. Move over to the right side on the back straight and keep on going until you reach the 4 marker. While still on full throttle, keep on turning at the marker and aim for the concrete curbing on the left. Start braking at the arrow. Keep on braking while your driver front tire is right at the edge of the pavement. Trail brake into turn 14A and get on full throttle as soon as you can. Use this curbing as well as the curbing of turn 15. Full throttle until you reach the entry of turn 16. At the end of the curbing, depending on your car, you may have to shift to 4th gear or just stay in 3rd gear and lift. Then toss the car onto the apex curbing of turn 16. Use the whole width of the curbing, cruise down the hill and toss the car onto the apex curbing of turn 17, also known as the hawk bend. Make sure you're using the whole width of this apex curbing as well. As soon as the car drops, your suspension compresses, you have grip and you're good to go with full throttle. Hold the steering until the apex of turn 17A, then start unwinding and you are back on the front straight again. Now let's take a look at this lap at full pace. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also comment below and let me know what else you'd like to see. My social media info is in the description as well as my car setup, and see you next time.